I asked my boyfriend for an open relationship. Now he's distant and might break up with me. I'm Pan, 20 and have been in poly relationships in the past. Current boyfriend, 19, and I have been together for about a year and a half now. At the beginning of the relationship, I told him that I was poly, and he was fine with it, but told me that he didn't want to be a part of a poly relationship and would rather stay monogamous with me. I was fine with that, but for the past few months, I've been feeling held back by the relationship. That sounds bad, I don't mean it like that, and invalidated by friends. I've asked him a few times past that jokingly, like, what would you do if I got a girlfriend? LOL, but we have never had a serious conversation about it. Personally, I want to explore who I am, poly/pan, while I'm still young and preferably have a partner that accepts that side of me. I do love my boyfriend though, and I don't want to leave him. Fast forward to last week, over dinner one night, I told him how I feel, and I told him that I'd like an open relationship. I tried to make it as easy as possible for him. I only really am interested in women other than him, so he wouldn't have to get jealous of other guys. But he took it really badly and got pretty upset. He basically told me that we should break up if that's something that I really wanted. He left dinner really quickly and went home after that, even though we had other plans. He's really sweet, kind, caring, and really anything you could ask for, and I'm afraid to lose him, so I eventually let it go after a bit of argument, but he still seems pretty pissed off at me, doesn't want to be near me, and hasn't really wanted to do anything with me since that conversation. He's never gotten angry at me in the past, so it's really strange to see him mad like this. At this point, I feel like he might even break up with me, and I don't know how to make this situation any better. OP had a chat in the comments section where she began by defending her choice, but gradually came to see some reason. Little, but some. Sounds like to me she's holding on to him if she finds no one better, and if she does, he's history. Dump the poor fellow and don't lead him on, it's selfish of you. That's not what's going on at all. I still love him and I'm not, and was never looking to replace him. That's not what an open relationship is. You either explore on your own or stay with him. Don't force a poly relationship if he doesn't want one. I do want to stay with him, but it seems like he doesn't trust me anymore. I mean, you've been cracking jokes about it the whole time and now you ask him for real. It's a normal reaction. As a mono person, I know why he doesn't trust you. It reads as if you agreed to mono and waited until he loved you so much he would say yes for fear of losing you. It comes across as the manipulative long con, that's what I would think. I mean, I feel pretty hurt because he has no reason not to trust me. I dropped the whole conversation and it still seems like he doesn't trust me. I never will and never want to cheat on him. Do you think he doesn't trust me because he thinks I'll cheat on him? He has a few reasons not to trust you. After a year and a half, you still want to explore, and that makes him feel like he's not enough. Just accept that you really messed up. I see, I guess that makes sense, but at this point, I know I made a mistake. I'm not pursuing the open relationship anymore, and just want him to trust me/stop being upset with me. He made it very clear that he wouldn't do an open relationship, and I respect his decision, so I doubt he'd ever do a 180 on that. You have severely damaged his trust in you and you need to work to fix it. And part of doing that will be asking him for specific things you can do to rebuild that trust with him. How do I even do that though? He barely talks to me. He barely responds to my messages. I've probably got less than 10 messages over the last week from him. I never intended to hurt him like this. In my head, either he said yes or he said no, and I'd respect whatever decision he made. Well, if your messages to him are anything like what you're saying in here, that may explain why he's avoiding talking to you right now. Thank you for the advice. I'm going to see him tomorrow, and we can have a serious talk in person about the whole thing. It's over. You told him he's not enough for you. How do you expect him to feel? I didn't say that though. I didn't even imply that. An open relationship goes both ways. Both partners can see other people. 100% you did. By wanting to explore with others, you are very firmly and clearly telling him he's not enough for you. You said you were poly. What are you even doing dating a monogamous person in first place? I guess I just don't see it that way. It's a two-way street to me. I'm not sure how to answer that question. I met him, I liked him, and we started dating, and I had no other partners at the time. You are poly, he is not. Use some brain. This isn't rocket science. If you are truly poly, you have no business dating monogamous people. You're right, honestly, I thought it would work out, but something like this was bound to happen eventually. I mean, I'm willing to give it up and only be with him. I just didn't think he'd take it this hard. You are so disrespectful. You basically told him you wanted to go cheat. Why would get with someone who is monogamous and told you they were if you're poly? What the sense does that make? He told you he didn't want that at the beginning of the relationship and you still stayed. If you effing feel held back about being a relationship, then go out and sleep around and don't be in a relationship. Don't expect him to be fine with his girlfriend and other people. You're so messed up for that. I don't want to cheat though. I never have and never will. The whole idea of this is that I don't want to cheat on him. I guess I thought we could come to some sort of compromise. You basically told your boyfriend that he isn't enough for you. I'd take that very badly. Basically, being told that you don't love him enough to commit and you want to be with other people. The fact that you got into the relationship on the basis that he doesn't accept an open relationship and you agree to let that idea go before over a year later changing your mind and trying to convince him to accept it is horrible. His trust in you has been broken into pieces. I guess. But he could have just said no, and we could have gone back to normal. I would have 100% respected his decision. I guess I can't see it from his point of view. What did you think would happen? And you really mean to write on the title, ex-boyfriend. The point of asking for advice is so he doesn't break up with me. Epic Tales emotion notes. OP stopped responding after this last answer that she wrote and unfortunately never said how the conversation with the boyfriend played out.